Alright folks, how are we doing? It's your Bash, it's Orna again, welcome back. And we have a new event in the middle of the month. It's the Boo. Very scary event out here. Taking us all the way to Halloween. We've got just over 2 weeks left. This is day one of this event. It's the first time anybody's seen it. So we're just going to go through, check out what's new, what to look out for, and what do we have? Well, firstly, you may see him there in the background. We've got a new pet. We, in fact, have 3 new pets, and we have a few more mobs, a few new mobs as well so far. So let's have a look at the pet then. This is, I believe, the tier 9 version, the very scary skeleton. And actually, it might be better to just go into the lower tier version first of all. Actually, there's 2 skeleton mobs, 2 skeleton pets, and they're actually their skill set is the exact same, except the tier 9 version does have slightly higher stats for you pet builds out there. So you can see tier 6 scary skeleton. They are all rare, extremely rare, master forged rarity. So you might need some assistance in picking some of these pets up. But really interesting. It's got 2 abilities: Fright, which is a brand new skill, and Wallop, which was obviously used by the Pumpkinhead raid boss and by the pet as well. So yeah, Wallop is really a great skill actually. But Fright, it's also on the very scary skeleton, the tier 9 version as well, which costs I think 1 million orns. And I can show you exactly what Fright does. And it's the same on both pets, by the way. So frighten an opponent, stunning it, and potentially blinding or lulling it with fear. So you've got basically 3 potential debuffs here: stun, blind, and lull. So really interesting there. 8% debuff chance. Actually fairly high base chance, but you will need some pet action rate to see this, unless you are, a pet build. And Wallop, as we said, hits really hard actually, especially the tier 9 version if you're going with Bahamut Tamer. And Wallop procs the temp double downs for resistance and defense actually, so pretty nice. But I think, yeah, the skeletons are fairly interesting, really fairly interesting. Your classic greater yokai slash Carmen type pet. And as I said, there's a tier 6 and a tier 9 version, both being, master forged quality in terms of rarity. So the other pet available is the Spooky Ghost. Now this is a tier 7 pet, and it's kind of like the big boy version of the Geist early game, waking pendant meta in the arena. So yeah, you've got the sleep debuff there, you have the nightmare doing a bit of dark damage, and we have the fright skill again. So same idea there. Pretty decent. These are all going to be fairly decent PvP pets, to be honest. The pet builds, to be honest, as well. You definitely want to try the skeleton out, even if you're going, pet builds from tier 7. Definitely try the lower tier pet out, because remember, it only costs gold, so not, it's going to be fine to try. Until you get that pumpkin head, and then the very scary skeleton as well is gonna hit hard, gonna slap hard. So those are the 3 pets. We then have a few mobs in the drop pool as well. So basically, how do we do this? Let's check out. I've got the codex here for what we've got. So you see, yeah, there's a tier 1 skeleton, a bunch of typical tier 1 gear. And then, quite similar, very scary skeleton mob, tier 8 mob, nothing really special. Then we have the 2 bosses. So the skeletons are just normal monsters. Then we have the Spooky Ghost and the Terrifying Ghost, which are tier 4 and tier 8 respectively. Now, these are fairly interesting. They drop something brand new, which is not Darkstone. It is the Ectoplasm, which is a new accessory which does, well, it gives something never seen before in Orna, and that is physical resistance. See that physical tab there? That works the same way as like Prism Wall with the other elements. It will cut physical damage received in half, which until now has yeah, there's never been anything in the game that manages to give us that. Drops your stats by a little bit. Also, the downside, of course, there's a downside. It will send you to sleep uh, every few turns, and I've not used it yet, but I have set up a potential kill here in the dungeon. It's so this is for the tier 8 version, and I'm just going to see if we can actually get the drop. Oh, he's changed. The monster changed. I guarantee you that was a terrifying ghost. I guarantee you. Okay. Well, I guess I'm not gonna show you how Ectoplasm works. I was gonna try and do a live fight, but you get the idea. Something brand new, and you know, for the Ectoplasm, you saw like the downside of the stats. I think that you maybe want to try and pick up a broken one. You see, I saw it. It's in my codex, but I didn't kill it. I was left it there waiting, so that's something new as well. Unplanned, but definitely pick up one of these ectoplasms. Broken, currently the best the best quality for most builds. Maybe Swash if you're ornate. You might want to find an ornate one. Let's have a look at the thing again. So yeah, it does proc asleep, and that is going to be annoying. But you know, that immediately, in my mind, gives ideas of Beowulf PvP play, especially in maybe team play as well. Being like a big tanky Beowulf, you have a pet which is going off in the background, maybe even one of these other pets, you know, debuffing here and there, and then you can get, you know, elemental resistances, and all of a sudden you're cutting all received damage in half. You know, that's the first thought that came to my mind. But you know, getting proc to sleep by something that you're wearing is a pretty heavy downside. But really interesting item. That's pretty much all there is to this current event. There hasn't been any additional raid bosses brought out with this mid-month event. So just the 3 pets and the new mobs and the ectoplasm. So thanks for watching. Hope that brings you up to speed, and this was useful. I'm Shabash. We'll catch you later. Ciao.